Coming up on this week's Collegian Report, we'll update you on last week's timely warning.
And last week, I took a tour of Larson Commons while it's under renovation.
Plus, we'll tell you about a new book about John Stiegelmeier written by a local author. The Collegian Report starts now. Welcome back to the Collegian Report. I'm Emily DeCock.
And I'm Annie Witt. A mental health emergency is what caused a timely warning last Saturday. A 71-year-old man was found in a vehicle with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. At last report, he was in a Sioux Falls hospital. Information from the Brookings County Sheriff's Department said the man had a life-threatening injury. For reaction to the situation from Students Association senators, you can find the story on stsucollegian.com.
It's been almost 60 years since Larson Commons opened. Now they're getting a full renovation. Collegian Media's own Annie Witt got the chance to walk through the space. Guiding the tour was Corey Connors, the project manager for Facilities and Services, and Jennifer Novotny, Assistant Vice President for Student Life.
I'm Annie Witt, and we're about to tour the Larson's Commons, which is under renovation. It will be open fall 2026. Let's go.
The entrance and exit will look a little different than what students were used to. Students in Benoise and Young Hall shouldn't worry too much about the noise because they are adding acoustic panels to the ceiling. The inside of Larson's will feel more open. The main operations will be simple servings, pizza, home-style food, and a deli station. There will also be a dessert and salad bar. New to the space is a U-Cook station where students can cook their own food. A registered dietitian will be on site with an office to help students with dietary needs. Back-of-house operations are also getting a facelift. A lot of coordination goes into a project like this.
As the project manager or construction person, we can build anything. We can make it work. But with what the contractor in the field does, the plumbers do their thing, the electricians do their thing, well, we have to have this meeting to make sure everybody's on the same page. We also have to keep the tenant or the people that are going to utilize the building involved, because if we do it this way and that's not how they want it, that just extends everything, costs the project more money, we don't open on time. So we've had a lot of input from Sodexo and their team. Most of that was prior to me starting this project.
Shoppers in Brookings are getting a fresh new option. The new Aldi grocery store opened Thursday morning with a ribbon cutting. The store is located in the new Brookings Marketplace development on the east side of town. We'll hear from students about what this means for the community during next week's newscast.
On Wednesday night, UPC held a packing event where students could come in and package items that would be delivered to Margot's Place, a domestic abuse shelter in Brookings. There were also free snacks and drinks for students. Event coordinator Emily Riggenberg said it's a good way to involve students and help others.
Just to get students involved, some volunteer hours, and get items to donate to local shelters.
To find more UPC events, you can find a schedule on Jack's Club Hub.
Last Thursday night, Tanner Castora, the author of Stig and the Rise of South Dakota State Football, was signing books at the Nook on Main Street in Brookings. Castora wasn't alone, though. Former Jacks receiver Jaden Yonke and former coach John Stiegelmeier joined him. Plenty of Jackrabbit fans gathered and got in line to get their books signed. And this isn't a new experience for Castora, as this was his 7th book signing for his new book. And Castora says he's still looking to do more book signings and even has an out-of-the-box idea to promote his book.
There are open mics around town in Sioux Falls and Brookings. I'm going to go on the open mic and I'm going to read a page or two of my book.
You can buy Stig and the Rise of South Dakota State Football online at tannercastora.com.
The SDSU dance team held their first bake sale on Tuesday afternoon. An assortment of homemade sweet treats helped fund an upcoming nationals trip for the SDSU dance team. Dance team member Caroline Doolittle talks about the team's journey to nationals.
So I'm currently a junior, so this is my first year on the team. I'm a transfer as well. And we went to back in August, we went to UDA camp where we competed with a bunch of other teams as well as learned new materials. And we kind of competed routines that we brought from home in order for us to qualify for nationals.
The team is completely self-funded and will compete at nationals at the end of January. Members of the team will participate in numerous community service projects over the coming month, which will go toward funding their trip.
Coming up, there's a new flavor in town. We'll give you the details.
And Jacob will tell you what's happening with Jackrabbit Sports.
The Collegian is SDSU's student-run newspaper. For 140 years, the Collegian has provided students, faculty, and staff with everything they need to know. You can pick up an issue on Wednesdays at locations all around Brookings or view it online at sdsucollegian.com.
Collegian Radio on KSDJ is SDSU's student-run radio station. For over 30 years, the radio has been on air to broadcast music and news for students, faculty, and staff. You can listen to Collegian Radio on KSDJ by tuning into 90.7 in your car or listening online at sdsucollegian.com.
Welcome back. I'm Taylor Tennant with your Jackrabbit Egg Report. The Dairy Bar announced its limited edition holiday flavor, Campanile Cordial. It's an amaretto flavored ice cream with maraschino cherries and dark chocolate chips. The inspiration came from the classic chocolate covered cherries. The new flavor is now available for you to try at the Dairy Bar. SDSU students and Brookings community members will have the chance to get into the holiday spirit as the Horticulture Club hosts their annual wreath-making workshop at McCrory Gardens. The event starts today and runs until 4 p.m. and tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Attendees build their own festive wreath using fresh greenery, decorations, and handmade bows provided by the club. You can RSVP on the Jack's Club Hub website.
Thank you, Taylor. That sounds like it'll be a fun event and getting ready for the holiday spirit. It sounds like this weekend's going to be a little mild. We have Jordan with the weather.
Yeah, Annie, we'll get pretty cool this weekend. Today is mostly sunny with a projected high of around 45. Tonight will cool down to the low 30s. Saturday will be sunny with a high of 52, and you can expect wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night will cool down to 33 degrees. Sunday will be 52 and sunny too. At night, we'll cool down to around 31 degrees. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jordan. So football is finally wrapping up and basketball is just starting. Can you tell us what else is happening in Jackrabbit Sports?
Of course. The Jackrabbit men's basketball team looked to get back on its feet Monday night. Trey Buchanan, off the bench, would score a career-high 24 points as his team's best scoring would help the Jackrabbits cruise to their third win of the season. SDSU snapped their two-game losing streak with the win over Peru State and are now 3-2 on the season. Buchanan shot 8 of 11 from the field and was 5 of 7 from 3. Damon Wilkinson, also off the bench, had the second most points on the team with 14. Both teams would have their bench score most of their points, SDSU with 59 and Peru State had 27. Next up, the Jacks will play Georgia State at home tonight at 7 p.m. The game is their first game in the Cancun Challenge. They will continue the tournament in Mexico next week. The SDSU women's basketball team extended its undefeated streak to 5 games last night. Last Saturday, the Jacks got their 4th win of the season when they took down Montana 95-71 in Rapid City. Then last night, they beat Gonzaga in a tight 72-63 contest in the Pentagon in Sioux Falls. Senior guard Madison Mathewitz led the team in points with 17 to help the Jacks pass Gonzaga. The SDSU volleyball team became the 11th team in Summit League history to go undefeated through regular season conference play on Tuesday night after their 3-0 sweep of the UND Fighting Hawks. They got to a perfect 16-0 Summit League record. The Summit League tournament starts this Sunday in Brookings when St. Thomas takes on Omaha and NDSU takes on Denver. SDSU will have a first-round bye and will play the winner of the Bison and Pioneers on Monday at 6 p.m. The SDSU football team took its 4th straight loss of the season, this time to the Illinois State Redbirds, 35-21. The game started sloppy for the Jacks and stayed that way for most of the game. To start the game, Tommy Rittenhouse threw a touchdown to Daniel Sobkowitz to go up 7-0. The Jackrabbits then followed that up by throwing a pick-6 on their following drive. A few plays later, and trailing 14-0 on the kickoff after the pick-6, the Jackrabbits continued with the sloppy play by muffing the kick, with Illinois State recovering it and pulling out some trickery on the next play with a reverse pitch back to the quarterback who threw it, leading to a big gain of 24 yards to set the Redbirds up at the 4-yard line. Eventually, they punched in a touchdown to go up 21-0. The SDSU special teams continued with the trend when punter Max Pelham fumbled the snap on 4th down, which eventually led to a Rittenhouse scramble for a touchdown to extend their lead to 28-0, all while still in the first quarter. The Redbirds would put another touchdown, but SDSU finally found some offense and ended up scoring 21 unanswered points after Jack Henry and Josiah Johnson's touchdown runs and a Braindell Hoyd touchdown catch. This still wouldn't be enough to overcome the 35-0 gap to start the game, as SDSU would take its 4th loss in a row and fall to 7-4 on the season. Even after the loss, head coach Dan Jackson says there are still some positives that he saw.
All I felt behind me as I'm looking out on the field was positive encouragement and reinforcement from the teammates. I heard the offensive guys pulling and cheering for the defensive guys when we're mounting a comeback. I saw the defensive guys up off the bench for the offensive guys, and so on and so forth. So I felt really positive energy from them, that they believed that they were going to come back.
The Jacks will try to end the season strong this weekend when they travel to Grand Forks to take on UND to close out the regular season. Kickoff is scheduled for 1 p.m. So football not doing great. Basketball, they're starting their season off strong, but like I said, SDSU football has an opportunity to end the season strong this Saturday.
We hope that happens. Thanks, Jacob. A fan favorite dish made its return to campus. We'll take you inside this year's Indian taco feed coming up.
Looking to stay up to date on news around campus? Collegian Media is SDSU's student-run newspaper, radio station, and newscast. From writing to anchoring, taking photos and videos, or selling advertising, Collegian Media gives students in any major the opportunity to get involved. To learn more or to see what's happening on campus, you can visit sdsucollegian.com.
Welcome back. The American Indian Student Association hosted their annual Indian Taco Sale this Tuesday. Members started preparing for the feed at 6 in the morning, with the sale lasting until 3 p.m. President of American Indian Student Association, Alejandra Juarez, highlighted how it's not just the food that brings people together, but it's also the community.
I love how, if you look in there right now, everybody's kind of gathered around and talking to each other. I just love the community that they have built.
The American Indian Student Association invites students and faculty to be on the lookout for more taco sales in the semesters to come. That's all for the Collegian Report this week.
You can stay up to date on the latest news at sdsucollegian.com or on social media at SDSU Collegian Media.
Thanks for watching.